Blog Talk Radio.
This is Barbara Calvano, and let's ask the angels on Fridays at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Thank you so much for joining me today on live broadcast or later on the rebroadcast that's available. I just want to thank you. And today, the month of June, I'm addressing love. At first, I had called it Blooming with Love. I think that was a little scary for some people, but being present to love that's the title for today's show. And June for me is my wedding anniversary. It's also the anniversary of my parents being married, and also there's something about June. There's June weddings, but also flowers are blooming like crazy, and it's a beautiful time of the year, especially here in the Northeast in the New York City area. And I wanted to address energies towards things that we care about and love. And what I do, I am a certified angel card reader from Doreen Virtue, Advanced Oracle and Tarot card reader, and also Dreams Interpretation certified. I also am a professional actress, painter, and yoga enthusiast. And I have been studying different types of personal development, taking courses over the past 30 years because I love discovery, and I love discovery. I love creativity. And I founded this show because I wanted to teach people easy ways to de-stress and access peace. It sounds kind of corny for some people, but yet it's something that I just found so fascinating because for me, peace brings creativity and then happiness. I used a lot of visualization techniques throughout my careers and studied them, and when I came upon angel therapy, I saw that using visualization with angel therapy allowed me to literally just detox my body, or more than that, wash away any feelings of stress, anxiety in a second. And these are simple techniques that you can learn. And one of the ways also to learn about them is through doing angel card readings, believe it or not, because you have to use your intuition. And as a creative type, which I am, I've always had that available to me, but what I saw is that it's a really powerful tool. And my commitment is that listeners heighten their own abilities already or discover them, and that includes being clairvoyant. Intuitive, being able to hear messages, feel messages, and really trust them. And through learning to trust yourself, you actually get a real handle on creating things that you want to have happen in your life. And then also working with ascended masters, angels, what I call energy, positive energy, loving energy, life is a little easier. And for some of us, it takes us, getting banged up and, beat around a little bit to really surrender to that. But it's something that today I use, and I use really a lot. Angels, working with angels is not all fluffy, and it's not all just, it's really quite powerful. And I use it daily. For instance, when I go to my yoga class, I do Bikram yoga, which is that yoga that you do in temperatures of anywhere from 105 to 110 degrees for 90 minutes. And I do that about 4 or 5 times a week. So it's really not for the lighthearted. It's quite challenging. But I clear myself before I go into class, and I can be centered and peaceful while I go about that particular form of yoga. And I use it every day in my marriage, in my work as an actor and a painter, and also right now in developing my business that I have, a coaching business, spiritual coaching business, which is Bcalvanocoaching.com. You can find out more about me there. We're also on Facebook at Bcalvanocoaching. So on my show, I talk about working with angels, but also other ascended masters, and how to be more creative with your use of energy, which we all have. And if we were to look at ourselves under a really high-powered microscope, we would find that we are just energy moving. And we have a spirit also. So it's really to know that who we are spiritual beings inside of a body, and how to connect and understand and pay attention to energy and not dismiss it. And I know for the most of us, and for myself, for many years, it was all about getting through things, struggling, pushing through, ignoring certain feelings that I had, because I was even told feelings aren't facts, and sometimes that's true. But there's something to be said about following your gut and learning to trust yourself. And working with angels is a powerful way to learn to trust yourself and to therefore be more intuitive. So one of the things I wanted to talk about today was love, relationships, because normally we think about romantic love, but it's also about self-love, and it's about agape, loving the universe, loving your fellow man, loving community, just being in love with life. And for the most part, I'll be totally honest with you, I never thought I was going to get married. And on June 10th, I celebrated 24 years of marriage to the same man. And that really wasn't going to happen. My fear and my lack of trust of men, something had happened to me in high school, which wasn't quite pleasant, you can imagine, and it kind of set the tone for the rest of my life about relationships. My mother and father have a great relationship, though it wasn't easy for them. My mother is Japanese, and my father American, Scotch-Irish from southern Ohio. And they met in Japan after the Korean War. And so back in the early 1950s, it wasn't quite an incredible, loving place for biracial couples of any sort. And my mother got pregnant, and my father wanted to marry her. And what he had to go up against to marry basically the enemy at that time, because this was after the war, with the Second World War also, there was a lot of negative energy. And so they did make it, and I was born in Japan, and then I was brought over to the United States, subsequently went back and forth throughout my whole life. I went to 13 schools before I graduated from high school. But the main thing I want to talk about is that it wasn't easy for them. And their unconditional love and perseverance and determination to stay together, to overcome obstacles, was something that I got to learn about. When I was younger, it was mostly uncomfortable. In the beginning of my life, I experienced racism. Being biracial and a Japanese American at that time, there weren't very many mixed people, mixed couples, and mixed children. And so there was racism against me and my brothers. My brothers looked more Japanese than I did, so they got the brunt of it. But basically, both sides of the family were against the marriage. But they stuck it through, and now they will be married 60 years on June 28th. And they're an example of unconditional love, and that, things may not be easy. For some people think, relationships are easy, and they're not. They're revealing, and if you really want to get the express pass, meaning on the fast-paced, lane for spiritual development, be in a committed relationship. And that's something that had turned me on years ago, and I said, because I love transformation and I love that, and I knew that being one-on-one on a relationship had been very difficult. I chose a lot of very dramatic relationships before I met my husband. And it wasn't until I did get married, and right after I got married, I got severely depressed. It was like I didn't want to live anymore, and I didn't know what that was about. I had an incredible man who had a good job. I had everything that I'd ever wanted, but I got really, really depressed. And what I discovered was that I was literally afraid in terror to trust someone. And I sought help, short-term therapy, and through that therapy, I was coached to go to AA. I'll be totally honest with you guys. And for me, I had not been drinking a lot, but any time I was nervous or upset, I had to have a beer or a glass of wine. And she was able to pick up on my tendencies and my personality to see that I was a really sensitive person. And for me, the allergy just didn't work for my brain. And now I'm 24 years sober and clean, and the experience of life is in full color. Before that, it was black and white. It was struggle and suffering. Now, this is not an advertisement that everybody should go to a 12-step program. What I do want to say is that you don't want to run away from what you're feeling. And there are many people who have feelings of stress or anxiety, shame and embarrassment, and they don't seek help. So this is an advertisement to seek help. Get professional help. It doesn't have to be long-term for something that's bothering you, especially in the area of relationships, because we live with people. It's totally a choice to live alone, but there's something about a journey with a partner that makes it, I'm going to say, kinder, gentler, but also very fulfilling. And we chose not to have children. We have cats, and we have a life that we really love, and we are in touch with our community, and we continue to grow and be creative. So that's my little bit about relationships, and it's interesting that this anniversary, Hallmark, has really changed in the past 24 years. There's a time you would give cards to one another, and it would basically say, oh, I love you, you're so much, you're perfect, da-da-da-da-da-da. Well, it's interesting today. The card that I chose from my husband said something different, actually, and I wanted to share it with you because I thought it was kind of interesting. It says, for my husband on our anniversary, it's so easy to love someone when a relationship is just beginning because both people are always looking their best, saying their best, acting their best, but those days have come and gone for us, and you still love me. You've seen me at my absolute worst, both physically and emotionally, and loved me in spite of it. You've been supportive when I felt good about everything in my life, and even more so when my self-esteem was low. You've shared in the celebration of my achievements and helped me deal with my anger and disappointment when everything seemed to be falling apart. You've been at my side when I felt proud and strong, and you've held me close and listened when I needed to be taken care of. We've been through so much since we first fell in love, and still you love me. And that makes me love you even more. And I really think that Hallmark, they're right on target, that it's not all just, roses are blooming everywhere. People go through things. And being able to communicate is really important. And the other thing is to be able to take care of yourself. You can't ask the other person to take care of you in the ultimate sense. To find our own love within ourselves is the most powerful and the most important thing. So for me to be doing a radio show also would be something that never would have happened because throughout school, in the most part, I was scared, totally scared to speak in public. And that is one of the things that came full circle for me when I healed myself with the help of my higher power and angels, that I'm able to communicate all my feelings and let people know who I am. And before it was really about looking good, making sure everyone thought, I was basically perfect, Now, I wasn't perfect, but I was striving, to lose the weight, to exercise, to have the right makeup, the right hairstyle and everything so that I would look good on the outside. And it took a tremendous amount of effort. And many of you might be able to identify with that. So something happened when I was able to just be in my skin, right size, just normal, average, and to really embrace my full self, not the self I just wanted you to see, and also to get my voice. And for any of you that are very shy, have a lack of confidence in public speaking, this can be flipped, switched in an instant if you're willing. And I read something today on Facebook from one of my teachers. I have several teachers, and her name is Lynn Andrews, and she talked about change can be when asking people to change, it can be very scary, fearful, and daunting for people. But what we want to do is be able to step into the unknown, step into mystery. And that's one of my intentions and commitments of my show, that you learn how for yourself to step into the unknown, that which could be scary, uncomfortable, exciting, and learn how to use angel therapy, work with the angels, angel card readings, to eliminate the stress without having to do it chemically, physically, literally using your own innate powers that you have within you so that you can clear yourself on a daily basis and go about creating and manifesting and enjoying this world. So that's my talk today on blooming with love, being present to love. And now I see that I have two people waiting for angel card readings, and I'm going to get to that at about the half-hour mark, if not a little earlier. The first thing I'm going to do is our weekly reading for the general audience. And I choose one of about 18 oracle card decks that I have from Doreen Virtue and that I'm guided to use. And this week I was guided to use the Angel Therapy Oracle cards. And these are wonderful cards because they do incorporate a lot of the techniques, which on various shows I talk about and demonstrate. So the first card we have is Fairies. And it says, you have a strong bond with the fairies, and your life purpose involves helping Mother Nature. Now, honestly, I don't see fairies, but do I experience energy when I'm in nature? Absolutely. And I think some of you may have felt that also. When you're in a forest or in a flowering garden, you may experience that someone's watching you, not like something's frightening, but more like you experience another energy. Here, this message that I'm getting is that spend more time in nature and allow nature to heal you, guide you, illuminate you, and honor nature. Being part Japanese, that's something that we grew up with. My mother's from northern Japan, where she was brought up Shinto. No, they honor the spirits. And when I was a child, she would make the food for the family, but then take a little bit and put it on tiny little plates, like on an altar. And that food was to feed the spirits. And in many cultures and many religions, they have that offering to the ancestors, those who will look after us and protect us. So working with angels and ascended masters or fairies, you may look into your own heritage, or you may connect to one as you see it coming towards you or presencing itself in your life on a daily basis. So right here it says you have a strong bond with the fairies. Do something for the environment. One of the things here, I live in New York City, and not everyone will, there's often a lot of trash on sidewalks. And it's not, I see mothers with their children just walking over trash. And, when I was brought up, we actually stopped and picked something up and carried it to a trash can. So little things like that honors your life, honors your spirit when you take notice and take an action. You may not be the one that takes on Monsanto today, but you may be someone who takes on the trash in your neighborhood or little things. Or you may be an animal rescuer. Or you may be someone who, shares about animal rescuers on Facebook. Do something and stay connected with nature, and you'll be assisted, especially in the area of finances. So the next card is shield yourself. And here we have Archangel Michael with his a spear and shield. And it says, protect yourself from harsh or fear-based energies by envisioning a cocoon of healing light surrounding you. So what one can do is work with Archangel Michael. He is the right-hand archangel next to God, higher power source, whoever you call the almighty energy. Some people are comfortable saying God, some not. It doesn't matter. It's the one that you are related to as source. And this energy of Archangel Michael, he can help you shield yourself. And what does that look like? All it takes is to visualize color as if you were surrounding yourself in a bubble of royal blue light. If you're used to doing white light, use white light. The royal blue light right now on the planet is really strong and powerful, and you surround yourself with that light. It lasts about 12 hours, so you'll want to invoke it again 12 hours later, like once in the morning, once at night. You can surround your house in the royal blue light, your animals, your computer, literally anything. And it will protect you like an umbrella. It protects you from the rain, from harsh energies coming towards you. So shield yourself. On the one hand, we're allowing ourselves to be supported by nature. At the other time, you want to shield yourself daily. And the third card is crystals. And here it says the energy of crystals supports you and helps you with your present situation. So you may be someone who knows about crystals, or in the past, maybe back 20 years ago, you used to use crystals. It's letting you know that, yes, crystals are there and they're really powerful, and they can make a huge difference. And it starts very subtly, because here you have a mineral or a precious stone, and that stone or mineral has a message, and it has an exact energy, a vibration. If you're new to crystals, you can visit a crystal store, a store that sells New Age products where you live, and just allow yourself to walk around and see what stone, what crystal calls to you. And calls to you maybe not like a big hello, but you'll feel drawn to it. Maybe the color, maybe the shape, maybe the texture. And some of them don't have to cost an arm and a leg. You can get something just for a couple dollars. And learn about that crystal, because the mineral kingdom, as much as nature, has a huge amount of vibrational energy that can help you shift your subtle energies, that in the long run you feel more peaceful, content, and centered. Now, all of this does not change the fact that I want you to take actions, but what we want to do is balance being a very oriented person with reception. You want to learn to receive. And if there's a block in your life right now with finances or love or energy, there's probably an imbalance in the give and take of energy. You may be giving way too much and not allowing yourself to receive. Or you may be just sitting there waiting for so much to receive and not taking enough actions. So working with angels will allow you to learn more, like what's needed. And you may know already, but in working with angels, you'll find out the confirmation. Oh, yes, indeed. Yes, I am supposed to write that book that I've been thinking about. Or yes, indeed, I need to get out and find a place where people are. If I want to meet someone, I need to go to a place and not just stay home on my couch waiting for the pizza man to come, right? So it is about learning balance in your life. So that's the reading for the week. Basically, allow nature to support you, and believe it or not, being more receptive, shielding yourself so that you don't get more stressed with whatever's up, going on in your life, and then allow the mineral kingdom. And also with crystals, it can also mean crystal children, and you can learn more about that on the internet or some of Doreen Virtue's books. Crystal children are the newest there's crystal and there's also rainbow. So the crystal children are some of the youngest new members on our planet, and they're they're different. They're as if they're really wise ones who have come from afar to help us, and they do have information. So there may be crystal children that you may have your own, or your neighbors may have. So it may also be about allowing yourself to acknowledge them and get to know them. So that is the reading for the week. And right now I'm going to take just a quick break for some refreshment, and I'll be right back, and I'm going to do the angel card readings. Okay, so let me find my music. I'll go with this. So I'll be right back. Okay, thank you for waiting. This is Barbara Calvano again, and if you want to call in for a reading, the number is 424-675-6837, and this is Barbara Calvano on Let's Ask the Angels, Bcalvanocoaching.com. So the first caller, you are at area code 647. Hello there.
Hello.
How may I help you? Hi.
Hi.
Hi, what is your name?
So I was just wondering if it's Lisa.
Hi, Lisa.
My name is Lisa. Hi there. I had a question. I'd like an angel card reading for relationship. That's possible?
Sure. Your voice went down for a second. Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Sorry, it's probably just my phone. Sorry. Is this better?
Yeah, no, that's better.
Okay. So there's this man that I've been on and off with for about a year.
Okay.
And things have just really changed, not necessarily for the better. And I just wanted some direction as to what to do, because it's been kind of hard. So we've had like a bit of a breakup. And I just want to know, is there any chance for reconciliation, or is this it?
Okay. Great. No, it's a perfect question. I'm going to use the romance cards, which I have, which are perfect for this, and we'll see what guidance the angels have to say in regards, to your situation. Okay. And what I do with each time I do a reading, I clear the deck, and then I ask for protection from any lower energies, and that our reading is accurate and to the point. Okay, so I'm doing 3 cards for you, Lisa.
Okay.
Interesting. The first card says finances and career. So it says financial issues are a factor in your love life right now. So whether it's whether it's you and your work or he and his work, so something
it's
about
me for
financial
sure. I'm
career.
definitely.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm definitely having financial issues right now.
Okay. And so that's the first card, and we'll see how all these 3 cards go together. The second card says reconciliation. So here the man angel is, holding the woman, and it says someone from your past is returning to your life. Now, this could be the person that you're with, coming back. You said you had a little disagreement. He could be coming back into your life, returning. Or possibly there could be someone else coming into your life, an energy of someone else coming. And here the third card says, let your friends help you. Ask for and support, ask for and accept support from others. So are you there?
I'm here, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So what I'm picking up here is, so financial issues are a factor. So that could be affecting your relationship. I know for myself, when I've had money issues, or we both had money issues, we fought. We had arguments. And so communication is really necessary. So reconciliation says, what I'm getting is that you guys will reconcile your relationship. But it's also talking about, do you have a hard time asking for support and allowing people to support you? It could even be financially, or it could be, do you need more leads for your work, or is there a situation at work where you need to ask for promotion, or, is there something in that? So here it's saying, allow more support in.
Okay.
Yeah, and by allowing more support in life, you'll be more peaceful, and that in and of itself affects your relationship. So
Okay.
That's basically the message that I'm hearing. Oftentimes when we have a situation, I know when I've had a situation going on inside of me, inside of my body, inside of my mind, it's very easy for me to dump it, for me to not even do it literally, but it just kind of emanates and I put it on him, versus for me to take control, to take the actions that I needed to take to get more work, to get my resume out there, to get more when I was really doing my acting, right? Instead of being for myself, for being disempowered. I don't want to say a victim, but I wasn't really being my full 100% person that I kind of showed when I first met him. I was really lit up and energetic, but as our relationship got going, it was easy for me to fall into not be as empowered as I could be, and I was going to say powerful,
Right.
So as
because
women,
I was sort of thinking.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. No, I was
ahead.
listening. Sorry.
No, so that's basically what I see.
Okay. Yeah, because I think he was I don't know if he started a relationship with someone else or something. I don't even know. So.
Okay. So that, the only way you could know is to ask.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah.
And just be prepared. It's better to know. I'll be really, really honest with you. There was a time I dated and I never asked. I would date these men. I really wouldn't know if they were dating other women. And I just kind of didn't want to know, but I just wasn't forthright and straight. When I finally realized that was in my way of having really amazing, great relationships, or a relationship, that's when it flipped for me. I had to be all powerful, super, like Wonder Woman, no more messing around. Are you seeing anyone else? Because for me, what I want right now in my life is to be monogamous. I want a one-on-one with someone. And when I met my husband, Lisa, he was dating someone else. And I said, listen, when you if you ever break up with her, give me a call, because I'm not interested right now. I really want to experience having someone who's totally available for me. And I asked for that because I never had asked for it before. And 2 days later, he called me. He broke up with the other woman. And it kind of started continuing because I took control of what I wanted, and I asked for it. And if you need support, there's a great course I took called Landmark Education that really helped me a lot in learning how to be really rigorously honest with myself and others, and not be afraid to, basically I wanted to get married. I was 35 and I was tired of just dating men and just kind of I was pretending that I did not want to get married. And that's when I took control and I said, listen, I'm going to find a man who wants to get married also. And there are plenty of men who did not. They did not. And that made a huge difference for me. I let people know what I was up to, and I was tired of pretending. So you just have to ask and learn to trust yourself. And what I'm getting from the middle card, there may be someone else coming into your life, and he may be someone that you have met before. It could be someone from a past life. This is reconciliation. It shows a picture of a woman who's really happy that someone, maybe some new energy may be entering into your life. So I would just find out. I would just ask. Are you there? Okay, I'm going to go to the next caller because it looks like Lisa hung up. This is area code 773.
Hello.
Hi there. What's your name and how can I help you?
My name is Tempest, and actually I was calling because actually what you were talking about in the beginning of the show and during the show really resonated with me. I really enjoyed what you were talking about, especially concerning relationships. My situation is this. I'm not actually in a relationship, like it's not a committed relationship, but I want to move it towards a committed relationship with a guy named Darnell. And I've been trying to communicate with my angels on how to go about this and what reason it is for him being in my life, but I'm just not getting a complete answer.
Okay.
With that, it's been kind of hard because we haven't really been communicating. Like in the beginning of our relationship, we was always communicative, but now we're not. And I'm starting to, creep into doubt. But for some reason, I feel like not giving up on the situation just because it's not turning out how I expected. So I was just trying to get a message on what did you pick up surrounding it.
Okay, great. Now, say your name again for me?
Yes, Tempest.
Tempest. Oh, well, beautiful. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, so let's see what the angels have to say. And you may know this already since you say you've been working with angels, is that not all relationships are going to last. And and if anything, there are relationships that come into our life so that we can learn a particular lesson. And once the lesson is learned, both people move on. And this is a type of soulmate. And sometimes a certain thing happens and they both kind of there's a feeling that it's over. And some of us, when we were younger, we tended to hold on to relationships thinking that they were supposed to last forever, but some of them are not. And the sooner you can recognize that, the better, then you can move on to the next one. And because we may have several soulmates in our lifetime before we reach the one that's going to be the one that lasts, I would say forever, the one that that is our partner for life. Okay? So let's see what the angels have to say about your situation right now.
Okay.
Okay, interesting, because I'm getting the same card as the last woman. So the first card, Tempest, is stay optimistic about your love life. So here we have, it says positive thinking and faith will bring you romance. And I'm getting that about you. I don't get that you're disempowered, that you're empowered. You just want some clarity. So it says stay optimistic. And the next card says let your friends help you. And the same card we had for the last one. Let your friends help you. Ask for and accept support from others. So, it could be, what I'm getting, it could be people saying, what I'm picking up is it could be saying, are you getting enough rest? Are you, with this person, are you healthy? Or do you feel nurtured? And others may be telling you, hey, you don't look like yourself. You haven't been acting like yourself, Where's the old Tempest, That's what I'm getting. Allow your friends to help you. Then the third card says flirt. It says extend your lighthearted energy to others. So here we're getting, what I'm picking up from here, if your life force isn't, like moving, do you feel like your energy's been a little dampened or cut off, drained? That's the word, drained.
Yes.
By this?
Yes.
It says, it may be that his energy has moved on. Because when we're drained, you can't really you can't put oxygen into it, right? You just can't.
Right.
Now, what you can do is, I'll tell you in a second, how to do is cut your cords. Have you heard about that? How to cut etheric cords?
Yes, I have.
Okay.
Yes.
So have you done that?
No, not yet. That's why I was
When
just making sure. Should I? Yeah.
Well, here's the deal. If he is the one for you, you cannot sever that love cord. There's like a silver cord between you and people you love, like people, your family members. You may not like them or something comes up, but there could be energy draining going on. Okay, so here, what you want to do is on a daily basis, or if you feel drained by anybody or stressed, any lower energies, you want to ask Archangel Michael, who has a sword of white light. And you don't have to be, if anyone listening, you don't have to be Christian to work with archangels. They're non-denominational, and we don't worship them. They're there to assist us, like superheroes. So Archangel Michael will ask him to cut all the cords, etheric cords that are between you and him, you and others, any connection of stress, anxiety, fear, upset. And, just like they're being chopped, like those surgical tubings that, extend from your body to them, like tiny tubes, they're all cut. And we have those cut. And they just breathe out as they're cut. And you'll notice that you probably feel lighter. And you're not hooked into, their energy, right? Or if they're upset with you, they may be hooking onto you with an etheric cord, like neediness or draining you out. Some people are dramatic. They can be men or women, right? They want their drama, and they may be pulling you down or pulling energy out of you. So all these cords, you cut them. And you can do this daily, right? And it's immediately when you sense it. So you'll notice whether or not this person is going to stay with you or not. You're going to notice that, because what you're experiencing right now, you may be afraid of losing him, or he may be afraid of losing you, And if either of you are having that lower energy, it's a lower energy because it's not uplifting, right?
Yeah, it's not.
Cut that cord. Yeah, cut the cords, and see how that makes you feel. Like I already sense that if you do that, you're just more calmer, and you can breathe. And here it says flirt was your third card. So it says extend your lighthearted energy to others. So what it says is that you have a wonderful lighthearted energy that wants to go out into the world, You don't want to be waiting. You don't want to be waiting for someone to be there for you if they don't want to be with you, So
Absolutely.
flirting does not necessarily, I don't know your commitment to this person, but it may be like who you are is playful energy, live, healthy energy that wants to thrive. It doesn't want to be the opposite of that. It doesn't want to be sad.
Yes.
It doesn't want to be worried, right? So here the angels are telling you basically to, I'm kind of not a friend, but I'm here, someone that you consulted. You asked for help, So do the cord cutting daily, and also you can surround yourself with the cobalt blue light to shield yourself from any thoughts or energies that he may be putting on you, or even your friends or family members. You never know where this source of anxiety is coming from. Sometimes you do and sometimes you don't, right? So the more you take care of yourself, the more you're going to be at peace, and you'll know whether this is going one way or the other. My sense is that it may be not the one that you're going to be with for the rest of your life. That's my sense,
Okay.
But if you allow yourself to be peaceful and cut the cords, he may experience you as being more peaceful and calm, and maybe he'll open up and talk more. Because when we have vibrating, harsh energy, if we're upset and we have that going on in us, we will block. It's not an inviting energy. Men don't want to really come towards us. So we need to clear our energy so that there can be more.
Because you're right. Because you're right. We had gotten into an argument. It was like a week or so ago, and I don't think that things been the same ever since that happened.
Okay.
So it's like, so it could be that that type of energy that I'm still probably holding on to that energy, and he probably is too.
Yeah.
But I was just trying to get some type of clarity on what it was. But I'm glad I spoke to you today. Yes.
Oh, you're welcome. So as long as one person is shift, if you shift, your whole world will shift. Literally, like you clear yourself, and everything around you shifts. Literally, because when we hold on to energy, and we hold on to anger or upset, we block everything. We block everything. And today is the 21st, the beginning of summer, and then Sunday is a big full moon. Is a really good time to release, let go. If you really love this person, and you even love life, it's a time to let it go. Give it over to the angels. Anything that doesn't serve you anymore. The full moon is a wonderful time to release anything from the past. All you do is think about it and let it go. And you can visualize two angels standing in front of you, one on the left, one on the right, and in the center is a big bucket. And what you can do is put all that energy that you don't want, any negativity, any anger or stress, out of your heart, from your mind, into that bucket. Just pour it all out. It could be things from the past. It could be things that happened when you were a child. It could be anything that's still in your stomach, in your you can feel it in your throat, your face, put it all into that bucket.
Yeah.
And then visualize those angels taking that bucket up into the heavens, and there will be transformed, transmuted into positive, loving energy. So you can use visualization to move energy out of your body. And you don't have to know how it's happening. All you know is you got this energy, this feeling that doesn't serve you. And you can visualize it. You can have it, move it out of your body and give it over, to the angels to take it out. So I say shift yourself and then see what shows up around you, It took me a long time to figure that out. I'm almost 60 years old. It took me a long time to figure out. Yeah, I'm 59, and I'm like, okay, it really is me. I don't get the right to be angry. I mean, there's something when someone's really doing something that they shouldn't be, right? But it's another thing to hold on to our resentment and our anger, because it just it doesn't serve you. Doesn't serve you, and it'll make you ill later on. It'll make you ill. And women are very, very powerful. And then we learn to let go of the anger and the harsh energy, and to be more loving. We can create anything, But we have to, we have to do it first, Because men sometimes, I'm not going to say that we're different, but we are different, And we are the ones who create the life form in our bodies, right? Right? We create the life form. We have a lot of power, so we have to be responsible for that power, right? We can learn to, surrender first, let go, and then the vibrations and energy will shift around us. So I hope that helped today. Okay?
Yes, it did. Thank you so much.
Okay, Timothy. You're so welcome. Thank you for calling in.
Thank you for taking my call. You do the same.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Thanks. Bye-bye. The next caller is area code 661. Hello.
Hey. How you doing?
There. I'm doing great.
Thanks
Hi.
for
What's
taking
your
my call.
name and how can I help you? You're welcome. What is your
My
name
name is
and
Bob.
how can I help you? Hey, Bob. Do you have a question
Just
today that
wondering
you'd
about.
like to ask them?
Yeah, just wondering about love. Love life.
Okay. Did you want a general, just to see what the angels had to say to you about your love life right now?
Oh yeah, who, what, where, when, how.
Very good.
All the above.
I get the question a lot. So that's a real that's a question that people ask. Very good. So Bob, give me 1 second while I I'm going to use the same deck since we're on a roll today about relationships and love. And let's see what the angels have to say to you. Okay, so I'm also going to do 3 cards. Okay? And sometimes the 3 cards, Bob, are the past, the present, and the future. And sometimes they relate all to the present, like before, now, and next. So the first card is forgiving and learning. And what the card says is, as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So there may be situations, someone, or several people that you need to let go of from the past. And you may say, well, I have. I'm no longer with them, right? I'm no longer in that situation. But sometimes energetically, like I was talking about etheric cords, sometimes we're still connected energetically to the past. Does that make sense?
I'm not really sure, really.
Okay. Well, let me go to the next 2 cards. It says passion, and it says allow your heart and soul to sing with joy. So what the angels are saying is that you need to allow your heart to open up and your soul to sing with joy. Now, sometimes we think that the other person or someone else is going to make us sing with joy. Well, what will attract the joy, what's going to attract another person who's loving, is for you to be loving first. And so it's saying, allow your heart and your soul to sing with joy. And it says happiness, allow more happiness in your life. And being a happy person will attract another person. Then the third card says deception. And here it says someone is wearing a false self-mask in this relationship. So is there anyone in your life right now that you're thinking about, or someone that you had been dating a little bit?
No, I haven't been dating anybody.
No? Okay. So the card says deception. So it says someone is wearing a false mask in this relationship. And it could be, so I'm going to be really open here. It says that you may say that you want a relationship, but you may not really. Now, the only thing that I can pick up is that perhaps with the first card saying forgiving and learning from the past, had you been in a relationship before? Because I don't get a sense of your age, In it could even have been in high school. It could have been years ago. It could have been someone that you, a relationship that didn't work out. And it says that as you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. So the first person that comes to your mind, that's the person that you need to totally forgive. And passion needs, the message is that you need to create more passion in your life. I don't know what you do for a living. Does it make you happy? Or do you have time for hobbies, things that really light you up? But it says to increase your passion. Passion is not just intimacy. Passion is that are you enjoying your sports? Are you enjoying your workouts? Are you enjoying your, some people enjoy going to church. Some people are going to classes, learning something. But where's the passion in your life? That's up to you, to increase the passion, and that will attract someone in your life. And then the third card, it's saying, the only thing it's saying is that you may want the relationship, but there may be some thought in your mind that it may be too hard, or I don't believe it can happen. So there's deception, And I'm being guided to tell you that if you're willing, at least tell the truth. Say, I want a love life, but I don't believe it can happen, is being authentic. First telling the truth, and then seeing, all right, if I don't believe it can happen or there's anyone out there for me, why do I believe that? you know. And it could be, well, maybe I've been hurt before, or I don't see anybody in my community that has a great relationship, you know. Do they even exist, you know? Maybe, you know what I mean? I was that way before. Like, I didn't see anybody who had a happy marriage until I found one college friend, you know, and I said, you know, I'd like to have a relationship like my friend Karen and Miguel. I don't think it's possible, though, because I just don't believe it. I've lost hope. And that was my deception. And when I was able to address that, then I could turn it around. But I had to tell the truth first. I didn't think it was possible. And then I got in touch with, but I really want it, you know. And what I saw was that underneath that was I didn't trust that I could have it. So I had to do some work. So is this making any sense?
I mean, everybody goes through ups and downs, whatever, you know, but
yeah.
I mean, I don't think it's impossible. I think it definitely has been difficult, no doubt about it. I mean, I'd be lying if I said it wasn't, because it has been, you know, and okay. I'm not, I mean, I heard you say you're 59, I'm 52. I've never been married. I never felt like really had much success, really, in this area of my life, and I mean, there's been a lot of females come in and out, but none of them really worth a crap, to be honest. You know, it just seems like they really like a guy that like treats them like dirt, as opposed to being, you know, they'd rather be with some jerk that's treating them like crap than with somebody that's actually treating them good. I've noticed time and time again, and that has kind of been a real weird one for me, because I'm not naturally, you know, an abuser. I mean, that's not me, and it's just like. And women always will say that they want a nice guy, but then they'll meet a nice guy and they'll crap on them, and they go run to some jerk that's going to beat them up and stuff. And it just makes you wonder, man, why is everything backwards here? You know, you think that somebody's treating you good, you want to be with somebody, but
right. Well,
I don't know.
I only have 4 minutes left here, so I have to bring this to a close. The only thing I can say is when I'll just say what's so for me. When I can say that I'm responsible for what shows up in my life, and if you can see that, you forgive and learn, let go and forgive any of those relationships that did not work, and as long as you foresee in the future that you're going to be deceived, the deception is like, you know, that these women are having a false mask for you. As long as you see that, it will be. You literally have to clean the board clean. You have to literally throw that board out and say, all right, that was the past. Who I am is someone looking for a gentle, loving relationship. But as long as you call the women into the
thing of it is, I mean, I made like these lists, like everybody says. You make a list, and then just when is it going to come to pass? When is it actually going to materialize? You know, it's been forever.
Well. Okay, you know, I admitted I actually sought professional help, you know, a short term, because I really wanted to see what was going on with me and my issues, you know. So there is a course I highly recommend. It's called the Landmark Forum, and that's where I learned a lot about relationships, and that's where I learned about my ability to have a successful relationship or not. And it's in most major cities around the country. You can check it out online, and that's the best information, you know, I can give today. You know, basically what we think is what we get, and continue to be optimistic. You know, to be optimistic. You know, my brother got married at 52. You know, basically he needed permission. You know, I told him it's possible if that's something that you want. And disregard what anybody else has said about you that you would never get married. And lo and behold, he married his Spanish teacher. So it's never too late. It's never too late. So I hope that helps. I have to close the show now. And have a wonderful weekend. Thank you, everyone who's been listening. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the full moon. And use this time to let go of the past to allow completely a new future. Thank you again for calling in. Okay, goodbye.